Hello, and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about progesterone, which is the stay pregnant hormone. And if you spot from ovulation until your period, if you have had recurrent miscarriage, then you likely have a progesterone deficiency or issue going on in your body. And sure, you can supplement with progesterone. It's actually very common to dose women in the first 12 weeks of pregnancy with progesterone to allow their body to hold a pregnancy. That being said, if you can support your body at naturally creating, balancing, modulating progesterone and also estrogen in your body, that will only stand to support any of the supplemented progesterone you take and also potentially make it so that you don't need it at all. So that's what we're going to talk about today. How you can support your body at creating and balancing progesterone naturally. And just to remind you, I'm Bianca. I'm a fertility diet and lifestyle coach, a professionally trained chef, and a nutritionist that helps people get and stay pregnant. And I hope that what you learned today helps you do just that. How fitting that we are in my kitchen, because good progesterone function is created with a nutrient-dense diet. All of the things that you will find in healthy fats, good protein, minerals, vitamins is going to help your body make progesterone and balance it naturally. And so here's the thing. If you don't eat enough, if you are undernourished, if you are eating a lot of processed food, which also kind of leads to a type of malnourishment, your body will struggle to make and balance progesterone. So you want to rely on things like healthy fats. I'll show you some of my favorites. I love beef tallow. Beef tallow is one of those ancestral fats that we've really moved away from, but healthy fats help to balance and create hormones. If you are not eating enough healthy fat like beef tallow, like grass-fed butter, what is going to happen is you are depriving your body of the essentials that it needs in order to make and balance your hormones. But it doesn't just stop there. You also want to be really focused on things like protein. So things like eggs. We love eggs. The thing is we are trying to improve egg quality, because egg quality is also going to help with progesterone function because of the hormonal response that happens from good quality eggs. But it's so interesting that eggs are good for your eggs. I mean, nature is perfect. And so proteins like eggs, steak, chicken, fish, those are ones that you want because it helps with hormone synthesis. This is so important that you are getting a full breadth of these things. Now, also things like magnesium helps you relax, because all hormonal function, especially your reproductive hormones, really relies on your body being well balanced, not having a lot of cortisol, not being hyper stressed, and magnesium helps your body tolerate stress and lower stress and sleep better and all kinds of things. And then one that is not really talked about enough is something like zinc. Zinc is also found in red meat. You can find it in Brazil nuts, but zinc also helps to regulate your hormone levels. So if you are not eating a nutrient-dense, whole food-based diet, you are missing out on the building blocks that help you have good progesterone function. But it's also important to remember that good progesterone function also relies on estrogen balance, because if you are having an estrogen dominance, it is beating your progesterone down. And what you need to do then is bring your estrogen levels down, which allows your progesterone levels to reboot and kind of fight back and fight for their share, which is really what it's about. And so nutrient density in your diet is so important. So one of the questions that I get all the time is coffee bad for my fertility? And to simplify your answer, no, it's not, but it's likely how you're doing coffee that's the issue. The thing about coffee and why it's seen as bad, especially for progesterone function, which is why we tell women in the first trimester to avoid coffee or to avoid caffeine, is because of what it does to the adrenals and therefore your cortisol level. I have talked about stress and its negative impacts on fertility, and that is why we talk about coffee in that regard. But I'm going to show you how to make a coffee that is going to support your blood sugar, calm that adrenal response down so that you can still enjoy about 200 milligrams of coffee without having any negative effects. So what you want to use is whole milk. If you are thinking about balancing your blood sugar, you do not want to be drinking low fat or skim milk. The reason being is when you skim all the fat off, what you leave is the sugar, the lactose, the milk sugar. So using whole milk already eliminates part of that response, because if you're using non-fat milk, that's going to have a blood sugar response, and then you're having coffee that naturally has a blood sugar response, that is going to create a compounded negative effect. So we have our whole milk. And then we also are going to add things that's going to allow things to be blood sugar balanced. Because when you are thinking about blood sugar balance, you want every single meal or every single thing that goes into your mouth to have a protein component and to also have a fat component. Where we're going to get our protein from is an actual egg yolk. So I'm using a milk frother. The important thing about doing this process is that the milk is cold when you add the egg yolk, or else it will cook, which is gross. So we add the egg yolk to the cold milk. I'm going to add a little bit of grass-fed butter. And again, healthy fats, good for your liver, good for your blood sugar balance, good for your hormone production. We love healthy fats. I like to add a little bit of vanilla and a little bit of honey. Honey is actually a phenomenal food. It can give you lots of local antibodies to protect you from allergens in your area. Honey is fantastic. Don't let people dissuade you from it. But you want to have nice, good local honey if you can get it. So add a little bit of honey. And then I'm just going to froth it up. Now, when it comes to your blood sugar balance, like I said, you want to make sure that everything that you consume, including your coffee or your matcha or whatever, has a protein and a fat component to it. But to that end, you also want to be sure to food sequence. So what that means is you are eating your food in the right order. You are making sure that you have vegetables first. You are making sure then that you have protein and fat, and then you introduce your carbohydrate, because that is going to help you naturally balance your blood sugar every single time that you eat. And you never want to skip meals. When it comes to hormone balance, progesterone function, lowered cortisol, when you skip meals, you signal to your body that you are in a dangerous situation. You cannot eat because it's too vulnerable to eat. And so what happens is your cortisol goes up, your digestive capacity goes down, your brain capacity goes down, your inflammation goes up. It's all bad. And so you want to make sure that you eat every 3.5 at most hours, especially when you are in the window of trying to improve your hormonal function so you can get and stay pregnant. And once the milk is frothed, gorgeous, pour it in your mug. And when we say that you can have like 1 or 2 cups a day of coffee, we mean cups, not mugs. And so generally my coffee is full of all of these blood sugar balancing ingredients, hormone balancing ingredients, whole milk, butter, egg yolk, and then also coffee on top, but it's not a lot of coffee. I want you to know that. Pour it in. Now, I always put my coffee in one of these like heat-proof mugs that holds the heat in, because I'm not going to be drinking this first. I'm going to be eating first. Because again, when we're talking about coffee, progesterone, hormones, you always want to have food, a balanced meal before you have coffee. So as I prepare my hormone balancing breakfast, I also want to say that it's so important for progesterone function that you are relaxed, that your cortisol is not up by virtue of some lifestyle factors like being too stressed. Yoga and breath work can help to calm you down and bring some balance. Sunlight, laughter, vitamin joy. But you also don't want to underestimate the power of rest and relaxation, the power of boundaries and what that does to your cortisol level in terms of bringing it down to a place that allows for abundant progesterone function in your body. And so the thing about relaxation and stress is, like I said, stress can come from not eating enough or not eating balanced. And so I am going to show you what a balanced breakfast looks like, one that helps your body feel safe, feel nourished, feel warm, while also delivering the nutrients that you need. So the first thing that you're going to add to any breakfast, because this is going to set the tone, especially for blood sugar balance during the day, is you want to have a vegetable. Because like I said before, when it comes to balancing your blood sugar, having a non-starch starchy vegetable on the plate will help to coat the lining of your digestive tract and lead to delayed gastric emptying, which means your blood sugar goes up less quickly. So we're using zucchini. So like I said, what you eat sets the tone for your hormonal balance, and certainly what you eat for breakfast. And so a perfectly balanced breakfast plate for progesterone function starts with vegetables. There's zucchini. There's also a small piece of steak, which might be like, well, that's not breakfast food. As long as it's food and it's breakfast time, it's breakfast food. And then my yogurt is almost done. It's grass-fed, full-fat yogurt. So I'm just gonna add the berries into here. I'm gonna add some frozen and thawed wild Canadian blueberries. And between the fat and the protein in the steak, the fat and the fiber and the minerals and antioxidants in the zucchini, the antioxidants and the fiber in the berries, and the fat and the protein in the yogurt, this is going to signal to my body that we are safe, we are full. And then I'm going to enjoy the coffee, because this signals to my soul that we are fed, we are full. You don't have to necessarily do things like coffee or stop doing things like coffee. You might just need to do things differently, because ultimately hormones love fullness, they love nourishment. And when you are trying to boost your progesterone function, you're trying to signal to your body that we are safe to get pregnant, we are safe to stay pregnant. It's all going to start with the signals that you give your body, and that all comes from food. And so if you liked this video and you found it really informative, I would love for you to like, share, subscribe, comment, do all the things. And if you are trying to boost your progesterone function naturally, it all starts with your lifestyle. It all starts with food. Don't let people tell you that you need the pill or you need a supplement. Yes, supplements can help, but when it comes to progesterone function, especially progesterone function, it's all about safety. So I hope that this video made you feel seen and safe. And if you would like a personalized progesterone plan, comment or DM and I will reach out. I'll see you next time. I'm gonna go eat this. Bye.